everyone to the Agency Rocket Show. I'm your host, Liz Hunt. With me is Chelsea Poppens and our guest today, Miss Connie Beeson, one of my favorite people of all time. You are on the show because we talk about all things creative agency, talk about business, growth, creative, and really just the general chaos of running a creative business.
Today's topic is branding strategy and the DayCloud, like our processes at DayCloud, which is the creative agency that Liz and I are partners in. And we have Connie with us today because she just did her branding with one of our designers and our team. And we kind of want to hear her experience with that. And to give a little background on her, she owns One Pearl Coaching. And Connie, give us a little background and your experience as a life coach and the why behind your business, maybe.
Well, I love coaching. We can call it mentoring also. I love coaching and mentoring people because my desire is to see people fulfill their full potential in life. We all have so much potential in life, and I've been doing this for 20 plus years of just coming alongside of people and bringing out of them what's inside of them and the potential they have as human beings. And so one of the things that's just so gratifying for me is to see people climb that mountain and hit the peak, and they've fulfilled the dreams they have.
That's great.
I love it. What about what you do outside of coaching? So I've known you outside of when you first started mentoring and coaching me. So talk to us about your life outside of this.
Well, I have been on staff at one of the local churches here as a pastor for over 25 years. And I've had the opportunity to travel to over 60 countries. So not only do I interact with people in a sphere of influence right here in our city, but also around the world. Had the opportunity to sit with many people from different cultures, backgrounds, languages, and really help them discover who they are. I love cultures. I love language. I just love being with people of different races and skin color. So it's been an awesome experience for me.
What are your top 3 favorite countries to visit?
Well, I lived in the country of Costa Rica for 8 years, so I'm fluent in Spanish. I love that country. So any Spanish-speaking country for me is great. But I love to travel to the Middle East, and that is another favorite of mine. And one country that really stands out to me as we talk is the country of Turkey. And I love going to Turkey. There's just so much, for me as a pastor, there's so much biblical history there. And It's a history that we can all learn from. And so many of those places. But honestly, I could say I love going anywhere. And I hope to discover many new places in the years to come, too.
Yeah.
That probably gives you such a good insight and perspective as you take on clients and coach them up in life, because you've been able to experience all these different cultures and levels to it, which gives you so much more depth than I guess a lot of people who haven't had those kind of experiences in their life and are giving advice. You know,
one thing I've discovered, Chelsea, and Liz, is people are people. You know, they may live in a different culture, they may speak a different language, they may have a different background, but people are people. And I believe what I've discovered in people is everybody has a dream within them and they want to go for it. And sometimes they need others to help them get there.
Yeah, that's so cool. What about, so you said the Middle East. That is not a common favorite, I would say. So maybe talk a little bit more about why you enjoy the Middle East and visiting the Middle East.
Well, and you would probably know this, Liz, but I love a good challenge. So where others don't want to go, I want to go.
Yeah.
And so that is one place that a lot of people are concerned about going there because there is a lot of conflict in the Middle East. But for me, again, I think I can go there. It may be challenging, but yet I look at it as there's individual people living there that love to have someone come alongside of them and help them fulfill all that they have. Maybe they haven't been brought up the way we have and know that they can fulfill that. But I think if someone comes and tells them, yes, you can be more than what you think you can be. And so the bottom line is I love a good challenge and I'm willing to step into one no matter what that is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I lived in Lebanon for some time when I played basketball. So I was like, great people. Like I know at the time my parents and some people back home were very scared, tentative and scared because the media portrayed it as like very like terrorist activity and things. But like it was when my time there, like nothing, like people were nice. Like it was very international. Yes. There was like international travelers like in the cafes and like I didn't feel afraid at any point in time while I was over there, even just so I'm like,
That's kind of how I feel, Chelsea. I've been to Lebanon, so I can, when you say you loved it and that, I mean, the people are great. And and even in some of the most dangerous places, you just watch where you're going and, you don't do anything crazy or foolish and you can get along with anybody.
Nothing too foolish. Nothing too foolish.
Yeah, let's go that way. That's right.
I love it. I love it.
Yep. That's
you
great.
You guys are awesome because I have only ever been to like the bougiest of places. And by that, I mean only Germany and Austria. And then, of course, the Caribbean. And so, like, you guys are talking about Middle East and, all this stuff. And I'm like, I
can't even get Liz to go hiking with me.
Yeah, I don't. I really hate physical activity.
Oh, come on, Liz. You can do it. You got to go there. One of these places.
I mean, I will totally do it if one of you will take me. But, of my own volition, it's like a hard pass for me.
Yeah. You got to put Liz on your shoulder, carry her around.
Chelsea will do that.
Pamper her.
Yes. I'll totally go if all of those criteria are met. No, it's great. I love it. No, that's so cool. So some of the work you're doing outside of coaching now is kind of not too dissimilar from what you were doing in other countries, at least in my opinion.
Yes.
Can you talk about some of that stuff? I know you have to be very general about it. Oh, I'm sorry. You're working with human trafficking now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been to some very challenging places without saying where. Mm-hmm. And both inside of the United States and outside, I'll say that, where you would see very shocking things of how I've worked primarily with women from teenagers into their 30s that their lives are horribly treated. Their bodies are being bought and sold numerous times a day for someone else's pleasure. And so those are challenging situations to step into.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to do. Yeah. Those are the kind of people. I mean, I want to help every type of person, but I can take someone like that by the hand and say, I'm going to pull you out of the mucky gucky of life and help you understand that you have a dream within you that can be fulfilled.
Yeah.
And so, yes, very challenging situations. Seeing people locked up in cages, small like a dog kennel, until they submit to the authority that owns them. I literally owns them. and has bought them for money.
And then I know that you've been instrumental in like building safe houses.
Yes.
In obviously undisclosed locations that allow you to help save women and then create a place for them to actually live, get healing and protection, to help them figure a way out of that lifestyle, or, figure a way out of, that.
And like that's what I do is on a weekly basis, I'm working with women that have made the decision to come out of trafficking. And not only people that are of age, but minors that need help. And so people that have needed help, and we give them a safe place, and we give them hope, number one, for their life. By helping them and giving them a safe place, and then working with them, help them discover what they want. Again, people have to discover what they want. And then we help them get there and find and able to put them in programs so they can get the necessary help for their life to change.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah. You are a powerful person. And that's one of the reasons when you started talking about, starting this coaching, mentoring type of business, I was so excited for the chance to work with you, because I know a lot of these things about you. I know a lot of this backstory and all that you have to give. And for our listeners too, Connie has actually been a mentor of mine for, I think it's been 18 months, a year and a half, something like that. And so, I have gotten to, have some of the rewards of, all of your effort and go-getterness and your advocacy and, for people and stuff. And I just think that because I knew all of this, all this backstory that you had, walking into this branding conversation with you was that much more powerful.
Yeah.
So turning the conversation, hard pivot here to the branding conversation. We started out first with naming, because Coach Connie, the name Coach Connie was actually already taken. So we had to come up with a name. I would love to hear your thoughts on kind of that piece of that step in the process. And then maybe Chelsea and I can chat through our thoughts too.
Yeah. So, let me start with when I shared my heart of really wanting to help people more, not so much in what I do in my job, but beyond that, beyond the borders of my job. And so when Liz offered for her team to help me, I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I didn't know what to expect. So I came into this sit-down meeting with her team, meeting them for the first time. None of them but Liz knew me. Only Liz knew me. The rest of them had never met me before. I believe that's correct. Right, Liz?
Yeah. Yep.
And they began to ask me questions about me, who I was, and really a lot of, but what I've been saying too, what was my dream about coaching people outside of the borders of what I do right now. And I start sharing, and they were able to bring out of me everything within me to help me discover what the branding would be that reflected me. And so it was, I believe it was a 2-hour time period where we sat there and the questions kept coming, and I shared, and I even discovered in this time of doing that, I discovered more about me and really who I would be tied into this branding. and it's everything of who I am.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
So for me, the experience of sitting down with complete strangers, other than Liz, and them asking the questions and bringing it out, it was absolutely amazing. And it was so powerful for me. I walked away from there just thinking, I don't think it could be any better.
Aw.
I mean,
awesome.
Really.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I think
That's
awesome.
From color schemes to
Yeah.
who I was, what I love, and that just brought it all down into that branding.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, Liz has done a great job of kind of bringing that discovery piece. Like, I know it's super long, and some of those discovery meetings take like 3 hours, but they are worth it, because it just helps us understand you as, like you said, complete strangers. Because like at the end of the day, it's going to be like the business is a reflection of you, not a reflection of what we want your business to be.
Yes.
So I think Liz has done a great job of navigating like all those questions that help drill down to like who you are at the core, and like your vision and what you and your business are aspiring to be. So
Yeah. A lot of, for our listeners, just to give them a little bit of context, what we do in our initial discovery time with any client, and it's branding or otherwise, we sit down, have this discovery meeting with them, and we ask them, I think it's roughly 60 questions, maybe 50 to 60 questions. And it's essentially, it's 50 to 60 different ways of asking them who they are. There's a lot of, and we go over things like, tell us more about your business. What are your goals? Who's your target audience? We talk through that. What are the fears and needs and brand styles that your target audience loves? And then we go over fun things like, if your brand were a type of car, what kind of car would it be? And then we round out the brand discovery meeting with let's look at a bunch of logos and see which ones you like and what you don't like. So that will help give us a really rounded picture of, what your style is. So that's what Connie's talking about. And it's a process that we've honed over the years that has helped, like you're saying, Connie, it's helped a ton in helping us communicate and create concepts that our clients love so much better.
And if I could just add to that, so when you say 50 to 60, for someone that could sound overwhelming, but actually, or a 2 or 3 hour discovery meeting, it wasn't. It went by so quickly, and it was so engaging and energizing for me, and really, and took us back to, it was very empowering for me.
Yeah, good. That's awesome. Good. I'm so glad to hear that.
And to also note, like on in our discovery, we have like interactive mood boards. So like there is the visual side of it as well. Like you get to see different like logos and like elements and like color schemes, and you kind of we get a feel based off of like what the client or what Connie like really loves, and then we get to like mosh podge all that information and then the assets, and like it's a really cool experience.
Yeah,
it was a great experience for me.
Okay, so then kind of the next piece after that was that we presented a whole bunch of names for you.
I think 11.
Yeah, there was quite a few. There was quite a few.
12.
Yeah, there was a lot. That's not how we present brand concepts, but for names, we did quite a few. What were your expectations for that versus like how it kind of ended up?
Well, I actually thought, I don't know that I had big expectations. I wasn't sure what to expect when we went into it. And I think there were 12, I think I'm right in saying 12 or 13, 11 different names. Yeah. And so as what we entered into it, it was, and each one was presented to me, I could see how you came up with it. how your team came up with it, how it represented me, and really, honestly, the bottom line was I could have chose any one of those 12, and they probably would have represented me well. So what it narrowed down to, what was the one that was more energizing for me, what would be attractive to other people, and all of that, and it just and all the wording that went with it, and it was like it wasn't hard for me to decide, but I told him at the end I could have chose any one of them and they would have fit me. So that's how the quality of this was so well done, so professional, and to discover me in that time period of the 2+ hours, and then come up with 12. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I was just very, very impressed. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So, one of the things that we did in our presentation with Connie was that we presented a name, but then we also presented adjectives and like a little paragraph, like a write-up that explained, here's why we thought of this name, here's where this name came from, here's, just kind of a write-up of like, here's why we feel like this name represents you,
we used to use like descriptor like words where it's like where you like just pick a few words to help describe that, what the feeling or the thing description behind the name, and then like you said, that little paragraph to help like just go a little bit deeper, which I think really helped tie it together.
Yeah, for sure. It kind of helps create the direction that we want to go with that naming concept. And so, and I think that's kind of what Connie's saying too, is like not just the name, but also the concept direction for the name itself. So,
It was a new, amazing experience for me.
Cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Good. That's awesome. Okay, so we landed on that day, actually, because you are a quick decision maker. I love it.
I found out today, too, like with the website stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Connie, knew what she was looking for.
I knew immediately.
Yes, I love that about you. Okay, so that day, we landed on the name One Pearl Coaching, and the concept being that each person that you are coaching is special and unique, and that your coaching with them is always going to be special and unique to them, and that you're helping them find their special dream that they are trying to obtain and go after and chase after and all that good stuff, right? Yes. So once we
I guess
the words, you go ahead.
The words were bright, cheerful, optimistic.
There you go.
Waking up the sun, the sparrow is one of the first birds to sing in the morning, yet still sparrows, which people typically overlook, have value even from God's perspective. And then we had Matthew 10:26-33 quoted below.
Yeah, so that was the contender. And
was it?
Yeah.
One pearl is
I read the slides wrong, just completely.
It was each one of those is individually formed, and there's a resilience, and when someone's being coached, there has to be a resilience there of keep it going.
Yes.
So it very much fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead,
I digress. Graceful, unique, rare. It makes much more sense with those.
Yeah.
But a pearl forms when an irritant such as a wayward particle becomes trapped in the mollusk. Grit, resilience, grace under pressure, a moment of insight or realization that leads to deeper understanding of oneself or their purpose.
Yeah.
A pearl of wisdom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we loved the concept of the pearl requiring the crushing in order to become something beautiful and stuff. And so that's something that you help a lot with, and something that you gravitate toward. Just like we were talking about how you're like, I love a challenge. I love, like that kind of stuff. So I think that's super cool.
Yep.
So,
And then,
yeah.
no, I was saying, then after my favorite part is the next phase, which is the stylescape presentation. Talk
Chelsea,
a little bit about.
Well, maybe explain what a stylescape is first.
Oh,
Yeah.
from a non-designer perspective,
Or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
a stylescape, at least on our end for DayCloud, kind of just encompasses the feel, the look, elements, and some of the brand messaging, all in like, I guess, in a graphical, all in one graphic. And then we do multiple, we do a mild, medium, and a spicy version of it. And so in order to get like, for someone to get a good feel of what that brand could look like, could feel like, could read like, we put it all into one space, and then we walk through the messaging, the feel of that brand, kind of the same as the naming presentation where you have those descriptor words to help understand. And then that we do that for both the mild, medium, and the spicy.
Yeah. So, if you remember, Connie, we presented those 3 stylescapes, the mild, medium, and spicy, to you. So tell me again your expectations versus what actually ended up happening.
Well, actually, again, I wasn't sure what I was coming into, but it was kind of it was a discovering what this would be. I remember the mild, medium, and spicy, and I ended up going with the medium.
Yes.
And again, any one of the 3 could have fit, but as we kept going through those, that for me was the liveliness and adventure and helping people, and this would draw people in. But again, any one of the 3 could have worked, but it was that middle ground. Yeah. And that's what I went with today too, Chelsea, middle ground, because I think it pulls people in, but also it felt like me. Adventurous, the brightness, the colors, everything that went with it.
Yeah. I love it. I remember... Go ahead.
And I think the way you all explain things, helping unpack it for me, was very key too. The why behind some of this helped me see, oh yeah, that's why I want to go with this one, because I understand the why of that.
Yeah.
So for those that can actually see our screen, we're sharing her stylescape to kind of get a feel for what she chose. I mean, I love the colors. It's so bright, vibrant. The elements are fun, and there's a lot of like movement brought in with like different pieces that I'm like, from me not being a designer, I'm like, it's crazy that people think of like such small things to help tie everything together.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah. Jacob, the one who designed this, did such a good job, I feel like, of utilizing the colors in a way that is not, it's not like cheesy or, like overly daycare in any way, but he did it in a way that's sophisticated, but still hits the mark where there's a lot of fun colors that we can use, because we knew that was something that you really loved, Connie.
Yes.
And so we were able to do that. And then the same thing with the language, that like dreamers to doers concept. And, I can't remember what the other one was, but it was something about achieving the success.
Aspire and achieve.
Yeah. Thank you. And so I knew that those were like concepts that you really loved, and, being able to bring that language in also like helped quite a bit, I think. And
achieving together.
Oh yes, it's on that last screen, Chels, if you go back.
Because it's a big...
Yeah, down there on the bottom.
That's important too.
Yeah.
I think. Nobody has to walk it alone. Once they discover themselves and we figure out what their dream is, what their hope is, then we walk it together.
Yeah. There was another piece that I thought was really interesting about this brand, and probably no one else but designers will notice this, but we purposely have a slightly slanted logo, and that is the concept there is meant to be around forward movement for the process that you take your clients through and stuff, that you are achieving forward movement together with your clients. And that was something that you had mentioned in the discovery meeting in the interactive mood board section that you really liked, that you liked some of them that weren't just straight on the the baseline and stuff. And so we made sure that we brought something like that in as one of the options, which I really loved how that turned out.
It turned out really nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we did some pretty awesome mock-ups. But I don't think Liz, correct me if I'm wrong, do we do mock-ups for that Stylescape phase of it, or is that more for the final?
Yeah, we do a couple mock-ups when we're presenting the mild, medium, and spicy option so that obviously clients can see how it will look. And then when we do a final logo presentation, we do additional mock-ups.
Look how fun this brand is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It really is.
Mm-hmm. So that's the concept that we went with. What do you think, Connie? How was the process? Like, what was the brand process for you like?
What was your favorite part?
Oh boy, I'm very much of a people person, so I think part of the big thing for me was being there in your studio, in your office, and being with the team. Just rubbing shoulders with the team, and I love that piece. I didn't know what to expect, but it was so intriguing for me to see how you all did this and how you're using your own talents, what you have to move me along and help me, just like I will do with people. And I was just very, very, very impressed. All the way through.
Good.
Even the meeting we had today, again, pulling in those different types of websites. So for me to pick, and it was like, it really it captured who I am.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yep.
So today we had your website meeting, and we talked through the different pages of your website, what we want on there, what specific sections we want on there, and then we looked at other websites to see like what style you like and things like that. So very similar to the interactive mood board meeting that we had to talk about branding and what you liked there, but then essentially we just did it for a website too.
Yes.
So
and it was a great time.
Good. I love it. So if you were to tell someone that is going to think about doing a brand project with us specifically, what would you forewarn them about, or what would you say, hey, this is going to happen, or prepare yourself for this, or what would you tell them?
Well, I would tell them that it is going to be a process, because you told me from the very beginning, Liz, our first meeting was on March 17th. And I remember that because it's, what is it, St. Pat's Day?
Oh, St. Patrick's Day. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said the process is going to take 6 months. And so I'm the type of person that I know I want to do something. Today's too late. I should have had it done yesterday. I'm an activator. And so for me, it helped me prepare that this is a process that needs to take some time. Don't get in a rush. Engage with it. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the whole process, because the finished product will be everything that you've dreamt about. Yeah. It'll be your dream. Yeah. And so it's okay for it to take time. Now, maybe different ones don't take as much time, which is fine. But I love the fact that you told me that, and I would tell people, enjoy the process, You may not understand everything that you're being asked or everything that's happening, but once you get to the end product, and we're not there yet, but we will be.
Yeah.
It's going to be what your dream is, what your hope is. It's going to be you. So enjoy the process all the way through.
Yeah.
Don't get overwhelmed by the 60 questions. Don't get overwhelmed by all the meetings, everything that has to happen. Enjoy the process as you move through it.
And to be clear, the 6-month process, that's for like the branding and the website. The branding piece only takes what, like 3 months?
3 to 4.
Yeah. So, but I have enjoyed it. Even though I want to get things done now, I've enjoyed the process of watching it unfold. Because I know the end product is going to be outstanding. Yeah.
Did you enjoy that? And I mean, I don't really know how other agencies do this, so I don't really know. But did you enjoy that you got to be pretty involved in the process?
Yes. I really appreciated that, because you weren't just doing something and getting it done. We got to get this done. But you were allowing me to be a part of it. I loved all the questions, everything, the whole process. A lot of questions again today. A lot of unknowns for me today walking into it. But the questions helped me. So, every bit of it I enjoyed.
Good. I love that. What other questions do we have?
I think you answered a lot of the ones that I had.
Connie, do you have any questions for us about anything?
I don't think I do right now. I just want to say thank you for everything. It's been beyond what I could have ever expected. And so it's just been such a great process, and I just am so, so appreciative of it.
Aww,
and
good.
I want to tell people, go to DayCloud. They'll do it well.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I love it.
We're so happy that you're happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, if you came on here and said how unhappy you were, I don't think we would have. I don't think we'd be recording this podcast. I'd bleep it out to be like, I am happy.
Yeah, we
super happy.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
I love that.
To wrap up a little bit, we got to talk to Coach Connie, business owner of One Pearl Coaching, about her experience, her business, and the branding process as she started that with us and is now building out a website through us. So it's super exciting to hear your feedback and that you're happy with the product so far, and hopefully still continue to be happy with everything else moving forward. But if you like this podcast and you're excited about this journey that we're taking to showcase amazing people like Coach Connie and what she's doing, like, share, follow, comment, ask us questions. We want to talk to anybody who has questions. And I mean, if you have questions for Coach Connie, we can forward them on to her and connect you with her.
Yes.
So,
if you need a coach with an incredible story and background and bilingual and all these things.
If you need help with life.
Email onepearlcoaching@gmail.com. Website come soon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good stuff.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you all very much.